I'm about to go live here on Wall Street Sizing Up with StockTrade.tips. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are moving into Power Hour. I'm your host, Mark Maddox. I run StockTrade.tips. Find us on Telegram. I've got it up here on the screen if you can read it. If you don't know what Power Hour is, it's the end of the trading day. It's the last hour. Typically, when the market gets wild, it's at the open and at the last hour of the day, right? Like weird shit really does happen, typically, right? And that's why we like to call it Power Hour. If you hold or you know of a stock that's on a rocket ride that the green candle is pointed straight up, let us know on the channel or let us know in the live chat here, and you simply call it out. And again, we're not risking a lot, guys. We just had a sell-off. It looks like that that we could have found at least a slight reversal, and so that's what we're looking at. Now, again, I use Robinhood only because it's easier to find the rocket. So really quick, we're going to look here. So it looks like it's a sell-off, or it was a sell-off of a lot of different industries and sectors, right? Typically smaller companies, but there are some big ones that we're selling off. But it looks like we're seeing a lot more green now. So let's do what we came here to do. I'm gonna pump this up. I watched the one yesterday. See how big I can make this for you guys, so you can see it all on the screen. And the rockets, it'll also help me as well. So with that being said, guys, I've got nothing but literally the calls at the top. I haven't bought anything on Hood, so we're going to go rocket hunting, and away we go. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me get in a good position here. All right, so with that said, we're off. So I've got KLRT is already looking up. Let's buy a little share of that one. Boom. I like that. See, you get that nice little bend up. That's what we're looking for. We'll see what that does. Now, again, I'm using Robinhood, guys. There's a lot of slippage here, a lot of slippage. I do not recommend Robinhood. What I do recommend is a broker that you like that has less slippage. Again, I'm only using Robinhood. Yeah, we had a lot going down. I'm only using Robinhood because I can look at a quick chart, right? Now, here's one. We talked about this yesterday, but you can see how even a stock in the red that's down 6%, BNTX, which by the way, this is your vaccine manufacturer with Moderna, with Pfizer. So you can see how it's making this turn. Now, again, it's going to rocket up, but it's going to have to beat 352 here, right? It will literally get turned away at 352 for an intraday. Typically 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to happen. So that's an expensive stock, so I might hold off on that one. Now, if it had cleared that, I might be in the mood for it. So we will continue on our trek, our little fishing expedition here, our hunting expedition, if you would, like you used to do with your grandpa. See what else we can find. Now, again, we talked about this yesterday. Krispy Kreme grinder today up 15%. Love to see it. Love me some Krispy Kreme when I'm in the mood. I don't eat them every day. I don't really eat them once a month, but every quarter I might have a little Krispy Kreme. Somebody brings them into the office. So this is a grinder. You need grinders. I'm going to go about a half a share here, just to see if I can get any kind of return. So let's go back. We're up a whole 12 cents today. Again, we're only doing this for beer and pizza money. There is serious risk in what I'm doing. If I were doing it correctly, guys, I would be not just looking at yes, it's turned up, but I would be looking at I'd be looking at the chart. I'd be looking at what it's going to do in the next 30 minutes. I'd be looking at the next hour. And if I thought I was going to keep it with the overnight risk, I would certainly go to the 4 hour and maybe even the daily chart. Now, this is Amazon on the 4 hour, it does not look good. In fact, it looks very, very bad. In fact, you've got the technicals. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me move over. The technicals say strong sell. How crazy is that? Strong sell on Amazon of all things. But again, it doesn't know the history of Amazon. So with that said, the VIX. The VIX has actually gone up. It's at 22. That just means that your option premiums are going to be higher. Let's get back to rocket hunting while I'm talking here. We're looking at a lot of stocks that are down. Here's DBI. It's not really a rocket. DBI we actually bought yesterday. Designer Brands, good stock here actually with good volume. Not seeing anything here that would, I mean, it's got to defeat this 14.29, and it turned away from it. So let's get back to it. Got to hustle through these that I have not seen yet. REPH looks to, it might be one. Now it's turning the opposite way, but we might take a chance here, right? Again, a lot of risk here, guys. Do not risk any type of money. This is just for beer and pizza money. Yesterday, what did I lose? Like $1.60, right? And that's okay, right? Like I said, the best that I've done, and the guys on the channel know this, I think I've done like $65 one day, and that's hitting some serious. Like we had 2 or 3 rockets that day that went 5% to 6% up, and I just kept adding to it. So, and you'll see that when I find a nice little rocket ride here, and we attach ourselves to it. Again, if you hear the phone ringing, I apologize for that. I do have another business, but my passion is stocks, and I've been doing them for a very, very long time. Was not a heavy trader until a couple years ago. All right, here we go. We got MicroStrategy. Now this is a very expensive stock. Don't really want to, so I'm going to go up 0.1. It's still $60. So we will see what now. Again, if you're buying expensive, like a one share of expensive stock, you got to watch it, because if it does turn down, you might be 15 down in no time and not even know it, right? So hopefully you guys can see the tickers that I'm scrolling through, right? And when I get to them, I'll talk about them more. So again, if you look at the NASDAQ of what's happened in the NASDAQ, let's get to it. You see that we had a sell-off, and then we've had a great reversal, a full reversal, in fact, on both the S&P, NASDAQ, and now also the Dow as well. So Dow is still underwater. NASDAQ and S&P are up. Those are very key, especially when we're in choppy waters and choppy markets like we are now, guys. You got to be very aware of what the macro environments are doing, and you got to set your trading plan that way too, right? Because you may have the best TA, the best stocks, and I'm talking about mid and small caps for the most part, right? And if the FOMO-C, if Jerome Powell, J Powell is what they like to call him, if J Powell of the Fed says something wrong, look out. Now twist. Here we go. So it needs to defeat this 9913, sitting right on it, and boom, you see it gets turned away. Right now, can it defeat this? I'm gonna take. I need to keep this on my radar. I'm gonna buy just $9 of it. These little fractional buys I've got going. Before I do that, let me see what. So we are up on MSTR, which we all know is MicroStrategy. We all know that is a Bitcoin mining stock. Bitcoin, by the way, just so you guys know, had a big discussion about Bitcoin last night and some city coins. Bitcoin has climbed from 44 to 46.5, is up 2.3% today. That's good to know, because if you do see a mining stock, that's probably one. Rocket hunting, throwing our lure out there, seeing if we're all right. Now here's a good one. So this has ooh, no, it's kind of grinding more than a rocket, but I can see this. Does it have the volume? It's got enough volume per Robinhood. I do see there are times that I will see the average volume on FinViz versus Robinhood completely. I mean like 200,000 shares off. So this is not one that I would. It's just not doing the right. Well, you know what? Let me just keep an eye on it because it is grinding up, and it did get past the break even for today, which is what I like to see. Let's see what I've got. I got all positive except for, of course, Krispy Kreme. All right, let me go a little bit faster, guys. I hate to scroll fast because, oh, here goes Mara. Another Bitcoin. This is what I would call, this is a legit rocket right here, guys. So I'm going to jump on it. I'm buying a share, and we're going to see what it's going to do, right? I'm down 4 cents. Something's going the wrong way, and we got to figure out what that is. That is MicroStrategy's going the wrong way. But you got to give them some time, right? Like, you're going to lose money, 67% of the time in power hour. But you know what? It's like gambling. It's like pulling that slot machine, just like I told you yesterday. It really is. So we've already found, I wouldn't say that that's like the perfect rocket, but that's pretty close, right? Pretty dang close. So just keep on. What is going the wrong way? Go back to the portfolio. Positive. Only thing I've got is MicroStrategy. All right, so we will continue to rocket hunt as I'm down 3 cents now. Looks like a lot of stocks are really starting to rebound, like a lot of stocks. So yesterday we had a sell-off. Now we've got some reversals in some stocks. Now, these stocks are red, so for us, it's a little different, right? If we're, now again, hunting rockets. But I would tell you, if you're just trading for today and possibly tomorrow, there might be some stocks that I would hop on here, right? Good stocks, right? Here's Game. It doesn't have a lot of volume though. That's a very interesting one. I might buy one of that. It doesn't have a lot of volume, so it's not going to move. It's not going to just all of a sudden go 5 down, if you know what I mean, right? I hadn't even got to the bottom of my stocks. Again, I've got 300 stocks on this stocks to watch list on Robinhood. James was saying Clove is doing good. Let's look up Clove. I'm sure I've got it in the stocks to watch. It's making a turn. Here we go. Now we can get down. What we got? So we can get 5% here. So we're going to buy one of Clove. Good job, James. Appreciate you, brother. We'll go right back at it. And so if something starts to turn, but you can see a lot of these are starting to turn. Like, here's ENDP starting to turn. Here's ENG starting to turn. Here's IWM starting to turn. Here's FREY. These are tickers that were red all day long, and they're starting to turn up. And you'd love to see it at the end of the day. Now, again, one of the problems that you're going to have is what stocks do you keep overnight? And we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Overnight risk right now is not something that I would be taking. It's just not, unless you are fully convicted in the stock, or you're in a swing trade, or it's a long-term stock, right? So there is some give and take. But if you're just, I hate to call it day trading, right? But if you got in a stock and you were chasing it and you got lucky and the stock's up, 6% today. By the way, our calls yesterday, BLL I believe went 12% up. So we had a really, really good day yesterday. I called 2 on the TikTok. BLL, and I'm trying to forget. I'm trying to remember the other one. There were a few. But anyway, forget what I was saying. Oh, overnight risk. So if you want to take that overnight risk, I would tell you need to be very, very cautious, because again, look what we had today. The market opened extremely red. The VIX is very much up, right? The VIX is the volatility of the markets, and it was anything above 20 it means it's very volatile. Yesterday morning we had 16, and by the time we had finished, it was above 20. This morning it was at 23. I don't know what it is right this second. We could look it up, but I am hunting rockets. Pulling the lever. Now twist is something's defeating me up there. But I'm just five cents down. It's not like I'm losing a lot. But here we go. Here's HUT, another Bitcoin stock, right? Again, it's got to defeat the intraday high, right? 624, where it's sitting at 622. And what do you think it's right there? We just saw it move. Now this is on Robinhood. Again, not the best platform. I understand. So if you're just joining me, I'm not even a Robinhood fan. What I am a fan of is the UI, right? And how it helps me find the things or find the stocks quickly. That's it. Period. Right? So, and it gives me the percentages very, very quickly, you know, and this is really their competitive advantage is their UI. And it's an app, it's on your phone, it's quick, but you've got massive slippage, right? If you don't know what slippage is, that's when you place the order, say you place it at $1, right? And on the level 2 stuff, if you place it at $1, but you don't get the stock, for a couple seconds, and then you find out that you got the dollar stock that you thought you bought at $1.04, right? That's slippage, right? And that's kind of how they, in fact, that's called payment for order flow, because they send it through Citadel Securities, right? So they're taking a penny or a half a penny or a third of a penny, whatever their agreement is, they're taking it, right? And Congress is looking at this now because it is, it's a legitimate revenue model, but does not help the retail investor in the least bit, right? Then you've got the dark pools, right? These are private exchanges by all the banks, Merrill, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they all have them, right? And this is where they match buyers and sellers of huge buys, right? So let's say that I want to buy $100 million of B cell here, right? And they'll take that trade, they'll try to match it. If they don't, the market maker or the bank themselves will actually sell you that stock, or they'll find somebody who's got that much stock, right? And this is so it will not affect their price when they buy in, and they don't have to buy in tranches. Sometimes they still do, but that is how dark pools work, and why we do not like dark pools. So, is anybody seeing any rockets? Let me go to my group here. Clove, yes, got the clove. Thank you. Here's Express. Did we clear it? We're at 633. Ooh, I like it. Let's go. Express. Show me. That to me is a rocket. Look, this has got to be probably 2 or 3 green long candles. In fact, on a desktop, can you turn on the candles? I thought that you could. I know in the here it is. Yeah, that's some good. Now, guys, look, the RSI and Robinhood and the MACD in Robinhood are decent. They're not great. That's the thing. And it always follows price. Now, so if you see this, that's a good sign, but I'm not a big fan of that in Robinhood. Now, if I were to go to my trading view and look at it, right, on the 5 minute, let me get a better stock for you guys, actually. Do this. Let's go to SOS is down. So this is these are good indicators, and they run really right before the price. Now, I just find they're far more accurate. So this is showing me on the 5-minute chart that SOS is going up. I would then move to the 30-minute, and it shows it's still going up. It's got 2 green bars. That might be a rocket at some point. Anyway, let's go back to where we were. It was Express. Looks like it might be turning back some. We will continue to hunt the rockets. If you've got something, solid advice from a pro. I would not say that I'm pro, but I've been doing this long enough to understand my mistakes, right? And what works and what doesn't work, right? I can tell you this: if you want to make a lot of money, now here's Pico. Pico's been bought, guys. Let me just really quick. Pico, I have seen hedge fund size up on this 4 or 5 times this month already. Now they've already gotten bumps, right? And most of them sized up here, right? So they went from a 2% to like a 12%. That's a 10% return, and they get out of the trade. That's really all that hedge funds are looking for in these choppy markets when we're talking about small and mid caps, right? They get in and they get out for the most part. Very few stay long, but Pico is one that I kept seeing, and now you know why. There was a 10% bump from the 4th to about the 6th, maybe the 7th. Rep looks like it's still going up. Let's see. I mean, you've got some large caps that are doing some serious reversals. Look at Kern. It's not a full reversal yet. It's got to beat this, but it's, well, it actually got turned down some. But no, so what I was going to say is, guys, to make the serious money in trading, day trading or swing trading, you've got to put a lot on the line, right? You've got to put the 10 grand on the line, and if you get a 1% or 2% up, you pull it, boom. That's a decent day. If you can get 1 or 2 more of those per day, that's what you want to do. But if you really want to go big, 100,000, right? That's what the big traders do, right? They're not even called whales. That's just they've got a bankroll of $1 million, $2 million bucks. They trade with 100,000 plus per trade. I've seen really strong traders. A lot of strong traders that they focus on like 4 or 5 things, right? It might be the S&P, it might be futures, whatever. But they're dialed in to just a couple of either indices indices type ETFs, or it's these certain stocks, right? It might be 5 or 6 certain stocks, and they watch them like hawks, and they know. And this is exactly what hedge funds do too. They have enough guys like point 72. They have, I don't know, it's probably 100 plus traders, right? And I've kind of got a friend of a friend who used to work there, and they do have sectors that each is assigned to, but again, they get their own books. But that's when you hear about traders, they're not trading the entire market. What they're trading is they're trading certain stocks they've had their eye on. It might be 20 they have their eye on. They know all about them, but they're really looking at about 5. And they know all the TA, they know all the news. They're on the any kind of calls, whether it's the if it's a PR call, an earnings call, whatever it is, and they're the ones asking questions too, because they want to know. Guys, I'm not seeing a whole lot of rockets here. We've kind of seen 2, we've jumped on 2. And we'll see how they're doing. Express it's up 10% today. That's great to see. I think James told me that Macy's was up like 12 to 16% today. It's great to see. I love to see the retail stocks. That means the blue collar workers should be doing well. I'd like to see everybody get back to work here. TXMD. All right, so somebody sized up on them today. This is grinding it out though, right? In fact, let's look and see if we've got any other. Here's the TXMD, guys. If you can see on the screen, let me pump this up for you a little bit here. All right, so TX Catapult, don't worry about them. There's TXMD. So I saw one today that a director says it said 725,000. So keep that on your radar again. But that was on the 17th. So what I do, guys, to look at that, I see this the 17th. I do see a pop up here, right? So then I go back and go, okay, what did he get it at, right? So TXMD, he got it 73 cents. Boom, goes 73. He's at 74 here. How did he get to 73? Right? I don't see anywhere in here. Now this is Robinhood, so clearly it's off. Let's just say right here, lowest point. So he's down 15. It pops up. He's down 11. So he made 4%, right? 4%. That's it. So is that good enough? Sometimes for a director it is, but look today. Now he got in at 73, and we're at 76. So he's having a good day today. But that's how you find a catalyst, and I promise you that probably came out around 1 o'clock, and that's why you got this bump right here. All right, let's keep it going. I'm up 45 cents. I'm feeling good. I've already made more here than I make when I go to Vegas, because when I go to Vegas, I'm down about 500. Can't crack the code there, and it's just they pump you with drinks, they pump you with that oxygen, and you just think you're invincible when you're up $1,000 or $2,000, and next thing you know, you're eating 500 and going home and hitting the buffet in the morning and hopping the 6 a.m. flight. You know, you're not even sleeping. It's a good way to do it though. Like, I got a buddy that plays a lot of, in fact, an ex-boss plays a lot of poker out there. Probably goes once a month, and his deal, he thinks he takes about 10 grand, because that's all his wife will let him take. Takes about 10 grand. He goes there and he plays poker, and he'll play it like the first, like he's there for 3 days or something like that. So the first night he gets in, he starts playing, he plays late, goes to sleep, wakes up, and then but the last night he won't wake up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, 1 o'clock. Let's call it 12. So he won't even wake up until 12, and then he'll play all night, get up at from his seat at 4 a.m. and he's on the 6 a.m. flight out of Vegas. Pretty good way to do it. All right, I'm seeing some false breakouts now. I'm wondering what the overall market here is doing. It's leveling off a little bit, but again, FinViz is about, I was told it was 15 minutes behind. So if you guys know any better, let me know. Now this is one I would call a rocket, but I don't know if it's, yeah, it doesn't have any, yeah, 16K is not any volume. You're just not going to get anything off of that. Up 84 cents, I must be doing something right. What do we need to double down on? We got REPH. Let's see if we can continue. I'm going to add one more there. You always add to your winners. Again, not really in power hour. I'm just telling you what just happened here, people. Let me see if I can get back in here. Wouldn't you know, Robinhood is clearly wanting to screw up my live feed. And we're back in. All right, let's get going. Express is up. Do I need to add to it? It's not turning over yet. Let me add one more. We'll take a little gamble there. What is going on with, good Lord, did I just log in? One more time, guys. I apologize. to do it again. There we go. All right, complete the trade. Thank you. So we've added there. We're up almost $1, right? We've got Express, Krispy Kreme is doing its thing. We really need MicroStrategy to continue to, because that's the biggest one, right? I don't know what we're risking there, but it's by far the biggest one. So let's go rocket hunting again. Throw the lure out there. We'll like ring the slot machine, whatever we need to do, right? Again, I'm not seeing anything. Let me look in the channel here. Clovis, still no. So, guys in the channel, if you do watch this, guys, look, you can ask me questions. I mean, I can get around to them all, but you can ask me questions. I've got 3 or 4 guys in the Telegram group that have been doing this probably just as long as me and are very, very good. And if I don't answer the questions, one of them probably will. Anybody seeing rockets? We're still at 94 cents. We are going to. I'm seeing some stocks really start to slip. See, this is what you can't have, right? This is why it's tough to day trade, right? So at 145, you thought you were great. You probably bought. Let's just say you bought down here. It's 4 down, and then all of a sudden you're up 4%, and now you're down 1%. It's very, unless you can stay almost in front of your screen most of the day. If you're looking for higher profits throughout the day, if you've got grinders, whatever it is, typically that's not how day traders work, right? They're going to short that, and that trade they'll be done in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So Mara's still looking hot. And I'm seeing, things are starting to slide now. It's not even a sell-off. It's just a slow grind down. Is that what you guys are seeing? Very slow grind down for a lot of these. We had some reversals that have now turned into, no, we're going to go the other way, playa. We think it's best just to stay in the red all day. Again, most of the stocks that I'm cruising through here, guys, these are small to mid caps, right? Small to mid caps about 2 billion to about 35 billion, right? Now, again, the good thing about them, this is where your $100 billion companies are going to come from, right? There's a 2 in 100 scan. Here's OTLK, which we talked about yesterday, was up 4. So let me just talk about this really quick. At the open, if this were me, if I had the overnight risk of this, and this thing popped up, I would absolutely let this ride, and then I'd probably, get out about right here. With, I'd be looking at the TA to see. So I'd probably get out right between 9.15 and 9.25, right? So I'm going to get a 2.83. That's called scalping. Now, if I saw this, let's say I saw it up at 178, and then all of a sudden I see a rocket, right? I'm going to follow this rocket as high as I possibly can. I don't have time to look at the TA, and so this is what's scary. So if you're chasing this, you've got what here? You get about 3%, right? 3% from when you were chasing. Then you go down, you lost percent, so you're getting 2%. But if you keep hanging on, waiting, now you're down. And you're down within 1 hour. And this is why we say one of the rules that if you're a beginning trader for sure, and a lot of professional traders too, they won't even trade until after 9:30, because look what happened, right? You wait till 10:15, boom, half point down, now you're 3.5 up, you know, and you can trade that. All right, rocket hunting. We're back at it. Pull the slot machine one more time. Oh, what did I just see? I see it turning up. NSIT is turning up. It has broken the break even. Let's just do 0.1 right here. I don't think this is going to. How much? It's got volume is below 150. Not really excited about that one, but this is power hour, and we're all about risk here, but not a lot of cash. Now, again, there are times that I wish I had done more in power hour, meaning that I had bought more shares or gone a heavier trade. But again, if I had done that, I might have lost more money if the trade had gone the opposite way. And believe me, at the end of the trading day, as the start of the trading day, it can get freaking wild, and I'm not kidding you. Yeah, C ramp just sold off. Juniper, kind of the same thing, right? Still seeing some pop-ups. It's really mixed. There's Godecker. That used to be a big meme stock. GOED was a big meme stock. It's really fallen, but they're in acquisition mode. I do know that. Here's CRSR, the gambling stock, the gambling meme stock, I should say, that Reddit loves this stock. It is turning up. I don't know if it's going to defeat this, so we're at 1 down. I might give me a 1%. I might take a 1 just to watch it. I doubt it. Where are we at? 230. God, it's already 237. I've been talking for 37 minutes. Guys, if you don't know me, I can talk. If you want to talk some crypto, I will talk crypto with you. I'll talk stocks all day from what I know. My stock knowledge is pretty good. My crypto knowledge is almost off the charts. I was helping a guy yesterday after the market closed, went to have a cocktail, and he had beer. I had a sangria because of my throat, and he wanted to talk about his trading bot. And I told him that, hey guys, what do we got here? It's not, we have traded HUSA before. It's an oil and gas stock, clearly because it says energy. Not a rocket, but it's grinding though. I actually like this, and it's $1.57. So I mean, what's it going to hurt? But yeah, so I helped him out with his trading bot because there are 1,000 trading bots on the market, but he wants to do a subscription service. I like the model, and he's not going to do it here in the U.S. Guess where he's going to do it? South America. South America is where if Bitcoin right now is where you want to be, or if you're in Bitcoin, you want to be in South America. So, or if you're in crypto, you want to be in South America. They are anything that they can do to get away from their sovereign money, if you would. All right, back to stocks here. OTL. Oh, so we just sometimes you really got to scroll fast, guys, because if you can just get it before it turns straight up. That rocket, that one big green candle. What's a verb doing here? Boy, that's so 190. It's right at it hit right at 190 and turned down. Again, how many times have I showed you guys that? It just happens all the time. So it's almost, you've got to wait till it clears, and not just clears. It needs to be 5 to 10 cents above it, right? And it needs to be making that that one green candle going straight up. All right, with no wick on top. All right, so we're still all right. So I need to add some more stocks to this thing. Still hunting. A lot of red today, guys. You know, I can't tell you how. I don't even know if I've got the picture or not. I think it's in the channel, and I would have to go hunting for it. But essentially, it's got the large caps and what they've done literally since like May. They're the ones pushing everything to all-time highs. It is not the small cap stocks. It is not the mid cap stocks, right? The mid caps and the small caps have been moving literally sideways since May. In May, we peaked out. I believe the cyclicals peaked out in May. The small caps, the meme stock, small caps really peaked out February, March timeframe. So again, you need to be aware of the macro environment of what's going on. Look at SPRT, which is one of our. So we do use swaggy stocks. This is what's being mentioned on Reddit quite a bit. Look what's number one, SPRT. It will move up and down the stack here, but a lot of times you'll see it as number one. So my point there is that you always have to keep an eye on it. Now, what happened here is it got turned down at there must be some support right in here, some TA support that I don't know about. Let's see, where's my I can't tell. This is just a bad TA. Like Robinhood's TA's effing horrible. It's just bad. All right, Twist has turned completely down, guys. See, this is I wasn't paying attention. Boom, we got to get it out of that. So that's how fast they can turn on you. All right, HUSA, it's 16%, but it's not. It's just 1 cent. So we're still a buck. One of these days, like on a fully green day, I will literally, and I'm not kidding you, I will literally, I'll trade heavy, right? I'll start buying 50 shares of this and 50 shares of that, right? But it's got to be the right day that the market is directionally bullish, and we haven't had a whole lot of those days lately, for sure. The start of the year was great. We had the Fed yesterday talk about tapering, and instead of doing it in 2023, it looks like they're going to start in 2022. That is not good for your growth stocks. Okay, are you hearing me? This is not good for small and mid cap stocks at all. So all your ARK funds, Kathy Wood, God love her. I think she's one of the GOATs already, but her ARK fund is going to get hit hard if they begin to taper, and then when we see interest rates go up. So, but with this Delta variant, I don't see interest rates. They can begin to taper. I don't know how much that's really going to affect the market. I do think it affects the market initially, because even now when they even talk about it, look at what we saw yesterday. The market completely turned over and just sold off, right? So I think in the first week or two, it will absolutely weaken the market. There would be an absolute pullback, but I don't think long term. What's going to hurt long term is the interest rates, right? And who knows? Now, the FOMC or the Fed or J-Powell, they are in September 21st, the 23rd. They go do their little conference up in Jackson Hole, and he speaks, and he really lays out what they're going to do for, I believe, the following, well, going forward, but really for the following year, right? Is anybody seeing rockets? Let me read on here. This is cool. I tend to keep an eye on the red and take a gamble if their stock is due. Did that with Canada. Okay, cool, yeah. I've been sitting on AMP for a while and just recently got into crypto. Yep. Look, man, this is really not a time for a crypto discussion, but I will tell you this: where my bags lay, they lay in the top 20. I don't get into a lot of meme coins right now. I will tell you a little secret. So if you want some good alpha on these meme coins that are coming out, you've got to get on them before they're released. So you can literally pay, say, like $20. So the creators to mint the coins, before they mint the coins, or sorry, before they mint the NFTs or the coins, you want to get to them before there. Some websites, one of these days I'll make a video on it, to where you can find that, and you can pay them like $20, and you get like 2 or 3 NFTs or coins, or multiple coins, right? Maybe 1,000 coins or 1,000,000 coins, right? Before they hit any kind of exchange. And the cool thing about that is, as you know, when those coins hit the exchange, they automatically pump, right? They may go 50 cents, they may go $1. Point is that you make 300%, 200%, 50%, whatever it is. It pumps and then it dumps. Easy way to make money. The problem is, just like in life, it's who you know. So you just got to know where to go. All right, I'm looking at Verb here, guys. 190, it still has not crossed 190. It hit 189, turn back. All right, I got to get serious here. I do want to get a green day for me. Clove is turned down. I hate to see that, because I know a lot of people are in Clove. A lot of Redditors are in Clove. Hate to see that. But that is the way the ball bounces. Mara has gone the wrong way too. Playa, what are you doing to me? So again, this we talked about this a little bit yesterday. These guys see a nice little pump, right? These are the day traders, or they're swinging, or whatever they are. They see a nice little pump, and they're like, you know what? It might be time to take profits. Because why? They don't want the overnight risk, guys. I really can't tell you how much overnight risk can really, really hurt you. Swing trades, I get if you're convicted. Long term, I get if you're convicted. But if you're just out here trading stocks, and you get the TA, and you're looking at the indicators and doing all that stuff, that's fine. I get it. But the overnight risk, you never know what's going to happen in after hours. Hopefully you can trade that. A lot of guys on the Telegram do, right? I don't personally do it. One, I don't have time. I've got to make the whole, TikTok, videos and things of that sort. By the way, so if you guys aren't making TikTok videos, let me just explain to you. So that little 1-minute video that most of you found me on, that takes me about 1 hour, right? The filming is not the big deal. It's actually going in and doing all the other stuff, all the text, all the sounds. Now, I keep mine fairly simple, so I can get it down to about half an hour, right? But that's how long it actually takes me, right? Now, imagine if I did 2 or 3 a day. I usually do 1, sometimes 2, if I'm in a good mood or have some time, right? But the Telegram keeps me pretty busy. So does the business, so that's just the way I roll. All right, Christian, what you got? Yeah, that's a volatile situation in South America with almost all their currencies filled. But yes, so again, we're talking about crypto here. So he can't advertise his bot, and his a bot that's going to make people 10-15% per month, right? He can't say that here, right? But in South America, you can plaster it on literally on billboards, which is great, as long as you clearly you've got to deliver on that, or those billboards or those banner ads or whatever you're going to place. If you can't deliver on it, it's the word's going to get out pretty quickly. But yeah, right now, if we're talking about crypto is still the wild, wild west, and I'm not saying that it still is, in South America, it might be. I haven't been down there in a while for obvious reasons. But look at support, man. It just, this is support.com, SPRT, guys. If you don't have it on your radar, you need to. Again, this is going back to the Reddit stocks. It is always literally in the top 15, and usually it's in the top 5, right? So look at Game, Gold, of course. SESN was big this morning. I don't know what it's done. I know a couple of my guys said ATOS, which is Atosa, Therapeutics, was doing well today. I'm just trying to make a buck here, like a true buck. Let's see what we've got. Is anybody seeing any rockets? I've got 251, so at some point I'm gonna have to wind down these trades. What's funny is occasionally you will find some serious rockets in the last 10 minutes of trading. I don't know why, right? So there's about 8 minutes there. It is a legit rocket, straight up green candle, literally hard as a rock going straight up. And of course it's going to turn back right before close. But I mean, it's just so weird that it pumps right then. Most of them you find around, I don't know, I would say about 215 to 230 is when the rockets really come out. If something's going to pump, it's probably going to pump then. And then about right now is when you might find a pretty good. Here's one. Now this one doesn't have a lot of. This has no volume at all. You might buy one just for the next 7 minutes here before I cut it. Let's see what it does. Let me do some managing here. Houston doesn't have. Oh, that's the wrong button, guys. You would think I would learn how to use Robinhood, the easiest platform to use. All right, so 94 cents. Look at KLTR is up 5% today. GoCo, what did it do? Up 15, and then just within what, at 9:30, and then by 10:20, it lost 10%. So again, guys, if you're a scalper, God bless you, because I think that is probably if you're going to day trade, you got to scalp right now. That's what I do. In fact, I've done that since, I don't even know, like the first of the year. Even no, last year. I did a lot of swings last year too, but for the most part, it was definitely scalping. I like profits. I like putting money in my pocket, right? Look at donut here, it just went down. That's okay. We'll just get out of it. Krispy Kreme, I like you. Not good for my waist, but I do like me some hot Krispy Kremes. I'm a sweet guy, guys. If you didn't know, I love me some sweets. I really do. I don't eat a lot of them. Work out. I love me some protein shakes just as much as I love sweets. Because damn, those, they've got protein shakes, guys, now that taste extremely good. It's like you're drinking chocolate. Anyway, guys, I'm seeing a lot of down. This is not good. What's the market doing right now? Let's go back. Here's Hudson, which we called out yesterday, went up to 19%. Just letting you know that was one of the calls that we had yesterday. It looks like it's going to end the day about up 7. It's a mixed up and down. So we've had a reversal, and then we've had another pullback. Heck of a day. That is this kind of chart is not something that you see that often. You'll see things go sideways, but that's not sideways. That's a sell-off. That's a full reversal, and now we're selling off again. So that is not. That's just something that you see rarely. All right, we're back to. Oh, look at support. I'm telling you. Oh, it turned that. Let's see what it does here. Let's get one. I knew this thing wanted to run. I should have got into. I knew it wanted to run. It's up 7. Yeah, so it's clearly. Come on, man. I've got 5 minutes left. What can support give me? Now if support was still going straight up, I would have, if I were betting big, I'd have probably gone 50 shares, right? Maybe that, hopefully like that whatever, 25, 50 bucks really quickly, right? But again, guys, when I tell you about, when I put on the channel in the morning, I think people miss this. Even on the Telegram channel, I'll put up what is Twitter talking about that morning? What's the most talked about stocks on Twitter that morning? I also put up on Reddit. What are the most talked about stocks on Reddit? And I'm not just putting that up there just to show a pretty little graphic. I'm doing it so you know that, look, there's some serious volume here, right? Because people are going to trade this. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't know what the institutions are going to do, but I know what the retail traders somewhat are going to do. At least there's some chatter about it. And if it doesn't go up that day, the next day it probably will. So, and we seem to find that quite a bit. If you want to get into the Telegram channel, it's free, guys. Look, I'm not selling a course. I'm not doing any of that crap, right? I don't need to, right? So get into the Telegram channel. Watch the alerts. They're really not even alerts anymore. I just tell you what the insiders, what the hedge funds, and what if I can correlate a dark pool buy with the options flow, and it's overwhelmingly, say, like a call, that the call flow, like the put to call flow is like a 0.13 or something, right? That's a very, very good ratio. That's directionally bullish, no, any way you look at it, right? So you can have people selling calls, and that's bearish, but for the most part, that does happen quite a bit, but not as much as just people buying calls, right? Then you look at the volume of the calls on that stock, and then you can correlate the price, right? So look, there's a whole process, guys. So I get asked all the time about, even when we go to open Insider here, right? And they're asking me about, look, there's a bunch of, like, here's apps. This is the second one today that we've gotten on apps, right? I think I saw a pump. Let me just do it really quick. So I'd run over here really quick to apps, right? Digital Turbine, they trade out on the 18th. There's no reason, right? This is a very, very good, this is one that I would actually alert on. I'd really look at this one closer, right? Because why is he sizing up here? Why is there two directors? Is it a director, and then we had another director for a $172,000 larger position, right? You know, you see that, but then you're like, why on the 8? What did they get out of this? Nothing. So what do they know that we don't know? They clearly know something, right? This is how I do it. That's just the, now there's more steps involved, right? Then I go up to like FinViz. I'll look at I'll look at the news. I'll look at the float. I'll look at the high short interest. What are we doing today? Has it been bought? What's the news, right? So there's a whole thing that goes into it. Then I'll go look at the directional flow of, the directional option flow too, and then I'll make a call, right? So there's a lot. So here's some here. Apps, I would look at BDSX again. This is, so the 200. So anything from a director above 100K, I'll look at hard. Anything from a CEO, I'll look at hard, no matter what. So here's one here, CVGI. Especially if they're lower, price stocks, right? Because did I miss it? I got to get out of my positions here, guys. Oh, I missed it. I'm still in positions. Oh, I missed it. But I was up 94 cents. Look at that. So I am carrying a bunch of stocks I don't know a lot about. It looks like I'm going to be down in after hours, possibly. too busy talking. So, but anyway, guys, that's how. So if you look at Open Insider, this is exactly how the process works, right? But you got to get good at it, right? Look at this director here, 500,000. That's an all new buy too, right? Completely new buy. He had, well, not completely, but he had 40. Or he bought 42,000. He had a 1,500 stock shares before. Now M means it's an amended return. It's the 18th. I would bet this, and it's right at $12. That's probably 9 times out of 10. Actually, 99%. I guarantee that is he exercised an option. Doesn't say that here. To exercise an option is usually like a D or an A. So I would throw this one out, right? But there's a lot. Here's Bluebird. I believe Bluebird is this is the corp. But again, I would look at this one, the CEO. What I don't like on this one, just so you know, I like that it's today. That's big. I like that it's a CEO. What I don't like about this one is it's 1%. You'd like to see it over 5%, right? So there are some setups when you're looking at the insiders that you absolutely want to see. Now, you'll take it like on the BLBD, if it hadn't pumped. In fact, let's just look at that one. BLBD, right? He sized up today. Let's see what did that stock do today. It was down, right? So then I go look, all right, so when did he get in? BLBD, he got in at 2026. 2026. So he got in right about there. Okay. So he was down 1.6. The most he got up. So he's in this trade for 1% up. I'm pretty sure that he wanted to get more than 1%, right? So I would look at this a whole lot more. I would then go to, again, FinViz, type in the ticker. I'd go through what the float is, what the short float is, what the price target is. I'd look at the volume. That's going to be big. Let's go back. The volume in this thing is only 212, right? So it's not like it's going to be some huge rocket. And it's directionally, it looks like it's directionally, yeah, it's directionally bearish. This would be a tough call for me, right? Unless I know what the news is, right? But I would probably say, if I put this on the channel, I would say, you know what? This is a YOLO call. So there's no reason for him to literally, like, it looks like it turned right here. So maybe there's some good news. But my point is, there's really no reason for him to make this trade unless he knows something that the stock is going to climb, right? And again, on the 19th, we're seeing a little bit of a bottom here, and this is just on Robinhood, right? If we go to the TA on Trading View, we can see everything, right? I mean, we can bring everything into what we need to look at, what's going to do over the next 2-hour, 4-hour day or so. So, all right, guys, I've been here way too long. I've been here for a freaking hour, and it's been great. I love the questions, guys. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Look below, guys. Get in the Telegram channel. You don't even have to add anything to the conversation. I just put out some pretty cool, I stream some pretty cool stuff that you need to know to be trading, right? There's some Bloomberg stuff in there. There's some street talk in there. There's some AP wire stuff in there, and then there's my thoughts, and then there's all the people in the Telegram's thoughts too. There's about 15 guys that really talk. There's about 300 people in there that I wish would talk more, right? If they've got questions or so, but just know I've got a business. Most people in there have a real job, right? But it's a very good community of people, and we'll do your best to answer any question that you have. With that being said, guys, watch your six. You go hard in the paint. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you. You know what? We'll do this tomorrow.